Well, good afternoon. Welcome back to VP4 TV. It's Easter Sunday afternoon. We're going to crawl around the VP4 lobby looking for something to look at. There's nothing better to do. The honest answer is I'm killing time until the afternoon session of the World Championship snooker starts in a couple of hours' time. And then I will be joining the Scottish Cup semi-final, which starts at 3 p.m. In the meantime, we're going to watch a bit of this match that we have going on here. I think it's a challenge room, and it's a match between a guy called Hoover Gut, who basically plays snooker all the time from the UK, and MC_Clarkey from the UK. Both pretty solid snooker players. I think he needed to be a wee bit more aggressive than that to continue his break. He's on a break of 42. Well, he went for the little cut into the side and ended up. Now you see, there's that bug in VP4 again, because the ball that's a touch and ball, isn't it? And he's on the red. Oh no, it isn't. Maybe I'm still half asleep. I'm not really sure what happened. Anyway. Trying to see if my replay will work. It isn't working. Some strange reason. These things without teething problems. Anyway, we've got who's going to win this frame. He is home and dry. Just the colours left. Matt be or will be conceding in a minute or two. We're going to have another, which is handy for me because it just kills more time. I hate this room. I have never liked this off-corner room before. The lighting is different from room to room. And I think quite a lot of players like me prefer the hard time room because the lighting is that bit better. And the other thing also, it's a more traditional lighting that you have in the hard time room. The reason I say that is go up close to these balls. In the hard times room, it's a conventional lamp. You know, the lights that are over the table is a sort of conventional pool hall light that's above the table in there. In here you have a chandelier, which you can't see, but it's a big wooden chandelier up above the table, which has candles on it, which creates this sort of spaceship effect with the lighting effects on the walls, which I find very distracting. And overall the room is duller for that reason. It's not as bright. And there are some players who, whenever they create a snooker match, they never change the room, and consequently they always play snooker in this Loch Lomond room. In fact, some players I don't even think are aware that they can change the room, rather than having it. The default snooker room is this room, but some players probably, as I said, don't change the room, or it doesn't matter to them, the lighting effects, but for some people it's a distraction. Certainly for me it is. That is in. I don't think he's on any of these reds at the business end of the table. That needs to miss the bum. That's no good. Would have liked to have got himself up the table. He's got the long blue, but there's not really anything on up there in that blue. The yellow wasn't easy either. So he's given his opponent a start, and the first thing he can do is, if he wants to, he can pot this red, leave an angle of the blue, and do a bit of damage running into that pink. I mean, there's one red in the open there, which he can play for, and there's nothing goes this side. The other two reds that side, they do go into the other corner pocket, but the way these are lined up, I think it's far better looking for an angle just to do a wee bit of damage. In this case, he's got himself on the black, but it's too straight, so he'll probably just roll through for the red into the middle pocket. Not a lot he can do, because he balls pretty much stuck to the cushion. That needs to run on a lot more than that. I do believe he should have been playing that into the middle pocket rather than leaving this thing. So he's left that way short. Now, for anybody who doesn't know, a challenge room in Virtual Pool 4 is a winner stays on table. It's either one rack or one frame of snooker, whatever game it is you're playing, and whoever wins it stays at the table, waiting on the next challenger to come in. Or in this case, these two guys are just playing one another. So either one of them quits, or some other people join the room. In the meantime, we've got going in off. That's a poor shot from Matt. Should never have been bumped in the yellow. But I don't think he's left anything on. He's left a possible shot to nothing here, this cut in the red. And two ball going back to ball. That'll do, because that's going to block the right side of the pack. And that's, I mean, this is a thin edge of that red up in the top left there, but he's just going to roll onto it. He could have played it thin off it, try and get around the angles and back up the table. I don't even think he gave that a thought, but the safety shot was on. And he might well be getting another go at this, because, I mean, yeah, I'm sure you can see the edge of that, and he could go around and up the table, get it all. So he's had 2 goes at it, not done it yet. But I think it's been well worth going to plan B here. He's never got. He should have had a go at that, and Matt's got back to ball, but he's not really got it. Here's a chance to play the safety shot I'm talking about here, off that extreme left red. This one, the middle one of the 2, well, he's went for the pot. Fair play to him for that. I still can't get the replay to work. I don't know what the hell's going on here. I need to tab out to check something. Check my hotkeys. There. Right. Right, I think I've got it fixed now. When we were setting up this new presentation and added the replay, like a fool I am, I forgot to add a shortcut key for the replay. So we'll see. We'll test it in a second or two and see if the replay is now going to work. Yes, the replay is going to work. Watch that. Think into the side pocket, or middle pocket as they say in snooker. It's a side pocket if you're playing pool, but it's a middle pocket if you're playing snooker. Don't ask me why. That's just the way it is. It's a rail if you're playing pool, and it's a cushion if you're playing snooker. Now, did he get a hit here? Yes, he did. Now, that's the sort of length you want in your safety shot, so that's perfect. Now, you need to have a look and see if there's anything set here. You're certainly going to nudge something out, unless you just go roll dead to this cluster of reds. But again, you should be getting a good length of the cue ball here. Now, the right side of the pack would be the place to try and get the cue ball into the brown and yellow here. That's a shot. Needs to miss the knuckle. Now he needs to get lucky. Well, that's not too bad. He's certainly blocked the easier of these reds, and he's put Matt under a bit of pressure to get the pot here, because these reds are sitting wide open. Now he's got the pot. The problem is he hasn't really got himself on the black. I don't think that's where he wants to be. The pink goes, but he's bailing out off the table. This needs to keep rolling again to get himself into line here. So now he's in shape. Now he's got the frame winning opportunity. What he really needs to do is is make sure he doesn't get distracted by that pink ball, because the pink ball won't spot because it's still, its spot's covered, and it'll end up going down onto the brown spot. And well, he's going to pot it, and oh, in fact, why did I say that? It's been back on the high spot available, my bad. It's definitely Sunday. That's no good. Got himself out of line straight away, having to run for cover. Got to watch that knuckle again playing this shot. Oh, he's on the colour, I forgot that as well. We never ever go at that. People got could earn a few points here. And Matt's lead might be short. It might be short-lived the way this is headed. But if he's had the practice, he should be able to get that line. I would expect him to hit it soon enough. He might be going inside at this time. Oh, I just missed it by a hair. Well, he'll get another go again. The thing is that Cooper could have a go at the pot, because Matt sooner or later is going to hit that. He's not going to leave an easy red on. Cooper got just grabbed the bull by the horns, had a go, got the pot. Very nice pot, and now the table's at your mercy to pinch this next break. And what is at this level? It really should be a fairly straightforward clearance. Drop the red in. It's got to get high enough on either the black or the pink, so he could just drop back to the last red. He doesn't want to leave anything short here, and he's got the angle to do that. Well, he's left it short, would you believe it? And now this could go wrong, because he's going to pot the black, and he's going to want to run that way. And that's a pretty poor shot there, not being able to see the obvious there. He should have been a lot higher in this black for it, the cue ball just to drop back onto the last red. And now he's making life a lot more difficult. Now he's having to do acrobatics. This could be a great shot, but misses the blue. It's missed the blue, and he's going to hook himself. No, he isn't. Well, he's got there in one way or another. He's left himself a tough cut, but he should never have been doing that. So he's 7 in front. Now, well, what's the easiest way to go onto the yellow? You stun the blue in, and you're on the yellow. I mean, that angle he's got in the blue is perfect for the stun, just to drop the cue ball across for the yellow. And well, that angle there, he has a choice. He might be able to screw back and come across for the green, or go forward and back into the table for the green. So he's gone for that's too heavy though. And he's fortunate he's brushed the brown there, because that was running away too far, that cue ball. But anyway, he's now 15 in front. The green takes him 18 in front, and he still needs the brown. I don't know whether he's actually looking at the scoreboard at all, because he should have played something a lot better than this to get the brown. But anyway, he's got it into the middle, and then it goes, and that's 2 in a row for Uber Gut. 23 in front, only 18 in the table. Well, this could be dangerous for him, because that blue could push through past the black, and Matt could nail him to the black here for the snooker. It ain't over yet, folks. We have to get that tight, and he's not tight enough. This is going to be easy enough to get him down and hit the blue. Might even pot it. This is a huge target to hit. Matt really should have had that nailed to the black. And well, the way the pink and black are sitting, he's got another chance here. He could go along that way and try and use cover that side. This will be no good. That should be game, set, and match now. Far too heavy, far too thick. A contact on that blue. Well, Matt, he's been playing tennis at butt snooker in recent tournaments he's been in. Even at table time. Well, I'm sure Ubergut will be happy to stay because he's won the 2 frames that we've seen. And I think Matt, if he's got time, will stay here until he gets some success. So off we go. This will be frame number 3. Matt's been given the break. Good length, but again, we've got to cover that red. I think he's just got there. But let me set the camera down to 30. I always have the camera at 30 for live streaming. The cable's a bit too long, that's a bit better. Brings things that wee bit closer. That's hot again. No, the black will pot into one corner pocket. This is a thing in VP4 that a lot of the times, and I suppose it happens a fair bit in real life as well, but for that break off, there's either 1 or 2 reds clustered around the black in the black spot. We've got the one red there hampering access to the black. Well, there's a poor one. So Matt might be giving this the heave-ho here, this red. I think we'll lose patience and have a blast. Nope. He's trying to play the more controlled shot, but he's now touched another red towards the black, and the black, can he get enough of that black? He might be able to get enough of it, and of course he's going to bump the reds out the way if he does. He used all of the pocket. Now this is a tricky little dab. And this is going up for the blue, just a little dab to stop the cue ball leaking away. And he must get the angle in the black. There is nothing else on. Once he pots this red and then the next black, he must get the angle. He's going too straight here. Needs to slow up. Well, this is a big shot. He would have liked it a bit more comfortable than this, but yeah, he overcut that by a mile. It wasn't easy, he wasn't sitting good on it, and now the black's really dead in amongst that cluster of reds. Pink's the only ball in the open, and the pink, if it spots, it'll be dead as well. Matt's struggling to find his feet back to the snooker table. I mean, if that was me, I'd be blaming the room, because I hate the room. I'm fixated by the fact that I hate this room. I hate the lighting, and I hate everything about it. And Matt says it was terrible. I told you. But like I say, I mean, this guy that's shooting at the moment, I'm pretty certain he always plays in this room. People just don't choose the better lighted room. So, but the halftime room is by far and away the best lit room to play pool or snooker or any other game for that matter. So a couple of reds in the open. That red there to the right of the black, that goes as well. And it would be an opportunity at some point to try and bring the black into play, because you're going to be hard work to score anything significant with the black sitting there dead in the pack. Well, we know that red, second from the right on the black, does go. It certainly doesn't go now, because the yellow's now just bumped into place to block it. So one at the back of the pack there goes. That's freed the black. Although he probably might be ending up spotting the blue here. Now he's got to try and get out into the table. And he's got the angle of the mirror, he can go down to the other thing. Well, he doesn't really want to spot the pink, I don't think. I mean, well, mind you, if he does, it'll go in the black spot, because it won't spot it, and it would go in the black spot, which could be handy. You can now just go through the red, play onto that, pink its next colour. Another chance for Matt to put some points to the board here. Again, if the line is good on that red into the, well, it's going the other way, leaving himself high in the thing. I thought if he'd played this red into the middle there, he could have been down top side of the blue, but obviously it wasn't as good an angle that he had. Now he's good, so everything's there. Black is down onto the brown spot, which won't matter. And Matt should, say should, be home and dry in this frame. So the lead is, what is it, 37. There's still 51 in the table, so he's going to need red colour red to secure the frame. Wrong side of the blue. Pretty good. So after a dodgy start, that's warmed up a wee bit. Should be getting this first frame in the board. wants yellow to come down for the yellow, maybe he's forgotten about that. I think I'm not convinced he was playing for the green. He might have been playing for the green, but anyway, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Because the yellow was potted as the colour after the last red, and of course he needs to pot the yellow again, which he's done. Just trying to complete formalities here. No sooner have I said that than it's over, so Cooper Gut will concede. We're going to have another one coming up to 1 p.m. Even well, what was a sunny southwest Scotland this morning, sunny Easter Sunday. Again, the black is tied up. Well, it isn't anymore because that little chip by that red is now knocked the other red out of the way, and well, it's certainly comfortably available into one pocket. It's just a wee bit tight into another, but it's blocked by the red at the moment. Might not be blocked for that much longer though. Well, there is a shot, pot the green into the side pocket and come down for the red to the right of the black. The angle there to do that. The blue, the green would have done the same thing. So I can't see the value in doing that because he's not on a red. I mean, the one thing you've got to do is play the right shot. And the shot to get down onto that red was the green, not the blue. You're saying the sound is terrible. Honestly, are you winding me up or are you telling the truth? Because I'm going to have to kill the stream to go and check it. I mean, I'm looking at the volume level. The volume level looks fine. I'll decide how terrible it sounds. Oh, hang on a minute. Does it sound any different now? I don't know whether this Logitech sound program that comes with the headphones is making any difference on the screen, because obviously I can't monitor it. So that doesn't sound any different either. I mean, it's just a new headset. It will take me a little while to get things set right, but it can't be that bad that you can't hear what I'm saying. Let me shut this whole thing down. Hang on. Now, right, that's it. Shut off altogether. You can tell me if that sounds any different. because that's just going through the PC's sound card. It's not going to do anything else now. Anyway, there's the cue ball going. There you go. I can hear what you say with the quality isn't good. Well, the headset isn't that bad. That the sound, maybe it's because it just sounds different from what you've been used to. I can't believe it. So I've listened to some of the audio on my more recent streams. I mean, I've done a live stream with this headset. I don't think I have, but I'll look at this after this is done and see what I think. Let me check something else while I'm at it. Hold on a minute. I'm just going to tab out to the sound mixer thing in this and see if that might need some adjusting. Hang on. Now, let me know if you hear any difference here. I'm going to see the volume level if it's changing a great deal. This thing doesn't have a default. So I don't think. Try another time. Hold on. Worse. Wait a minute. No, that sound any different? I don't think it will, because it should be the default mic. That. Okay. Right, well, it'll have to do. No now. Now, what does that mean? What does no now mean? Much better. Right, you know what was wrong? Well, you can obviously adjust that down a bit. In fact, let me just adjust this down a bit. Hold on. Let me just use the slider. Right, you can tell me, is that any different? I've turned down the mic volume. Your sound changed so much it made me miss. It was terrible. It's fine now. Right, so now that I've done that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch my Logitech thing back on, and you can tell me if that sounds better or worse, or whether it makes any difference at all. Hang on a minute. In fact, I might need to shut it down completely. Hold on. Where is it? That's what I need to do. I need to exit out of it so I can start it up again. Right. Right, now. And if I go into the mic volume and slide that down, is that any better? Keep telling me what you hear, because I'm looking at the chat to try and get
feedback from you to let me know if it sounds any better, any quieter, or any worse. Let me up that. Yeah, it's clear. I didn't ask if it's clear, I asked if it's any quieter. Bedhead's supposed to be telling me it's too loud. So, I need to know if it's still too loud, because I've turned down the mic setting. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. To hell with it. To get back and see what's happening here. A little quieter, not much. Right, but you can turn the volume down in the stream, because I've completely lost the place in what's happening here. Well, it's neck and neck. Not Matt. Uber Guts in a run of 29. Is he going to get to the pocket with this red? Yes, he is. You've got to give me time to get things right with this, because this has got a complicated piece of sound software with it. And once I get my head round it, eventually, through experimentation, I'll eventually get it to a suitable setting. Ubergut says, lunch after this, hungry. So this will be the last frame. And then I'll have a quick troll around. I'll say that again. That's a foul and a possible, well, definite free ball. Then there's also an accent of some kind. Yeah, it's a bloody Scottish accent, you cheeky Swede. That's you definitely trying to wind me up. So, a reminder that One Pocket Slim has his match in the one loss side of the Virtual World Straight Pool Championships tonight. I can't remember when it starts. It might be 7 p.m, it might be 8 p.m. He plays Albinario, and he will be live streaming his own match on Twitch. Welcome to Coldest Pillow. Now, you tell me, how does that sound? You played Slim last night. How does the audio sound on the stream? Does it sound good, bad, ugly, too loud? It's fine. Right, that'll do for me. Bedhead can go and take a flying you-know-what. So these two guys are finishing this frame and then they're both going for lunch. I'm only doing this because I've got nothing better to do until the snooker comes back on at 2 p.m. or 2:30. Well, he doesn't. We know that. We already know that. Nobody likes the Scots. Yeah, of course it means nothing to you. You've got the 9-ball World Championship to practice for. You need to give snooker a wide berth until that's all done. Yeah, I watched that all last night. I mean, Wilson did well to get it back to 9 each. But these Chinese boys have got no fear in them at all. None whatsoever. I mean, how many's through? There's 9 of them in the tournament, is there not? 9 or 10 of them in the tournament. I mean, that's very good odds that one of them could come through. Probably not Ding, I hasten to add, because I think Ding's bottle completely goes when it comes down to the nitty-gritty in this thing. Yeah, they've got snooker breeding factories over in China. And Neil Robertson, yeah, he was well taken care of as well. Well, him and Sean Murphy, I mean, they've won the world title once, once each between them. They should have won a lot more, or contended in a lot more. That's going to scratch, is it? No. But that's how difficult it is to survive. And well, it's not just a world championship. Any tournament nowadays, where the standard is so high. Well, Matt's Mr. Sitter there in the blue. So this should be for frame and lunch, as they say. Oh, no. By the way, Albinario sent me a screenshot of his practice for straight pull the other day, or yesterday it was, he sent it to me. And he had 491 points on the scoreboard. And he was on, he had a run of 300 when he took the screenshot. Cobra wasn't impressed when I told him that this morning. He said, we can all do that in practice, he said. Well, there we go. That's the end of our snooker. They're off to get lunch. And a quick look around and see what there is. Hazard's room's there. Bill's in playing pool kabouter. What else have we got? We've not a lot going on, to be honest with you. In fact, most of the time I look at the VP4 lobby at this time of day, it is gratis players that have got rooms up. So you've got a player there representing the Russian Federation, somebody from the States, all of these gratis players. I'm surprised there's no Vietnamese players, but it's probably night time their time at the moment. But there ain't a lot happening there. One Pocket Slim has woken up. Where were you last night, Slim? I sat in that lobby last night waiting to see if we were going to get some 8-ball doubles. And no sign of you. When does this match start? Is it 8 o'clock our time tonight? I thought you said you were on holiday or vacation, as you guys say. I thought you were off at the same time as I was. I've got nothing to do here but scratch my backside and try and find anything to live stream. You know, there's nothing doing here at all. The place is dead. We had a bit of snooker there, but nothing else, and there's no tournaments going on. You're on paid suspension now. We've never used that terminology at work. We call it holiday. Paid suspension. Tricky Acrobat has arrived. Who the hell is this person? Never heard of them. Another gratis player from South Korea. Well, I think that's the first time I've seen a South Korean flag in the lobby. Right, well, let's go and see how Bill's doing against Pool Kabouter. Well, Christ almighty, they're in the shitty room as well. Now, Slim, does the audio sound okay to you? Because that bloody Swede was telling me it was shit. And like I said, I'm just trying to get things dialed in. It's going to need a bit more tweaking here and there. But he was very helpful. He just said it was crap. It was shot. You're okay now. You'll hear when you replay. Yes, I will. I'll do that. It was shit in the beginning, says Bedhead. Right? That's two people tell me that. And I'll tell you why it was shit at the beginning, because I didn't have it on default for some reason. It had undefaulted. And these guys are saying good morning to me, so I'm going to say or good afternoon to them. It's good morning where Bill is. So I'm just killing time here. I've got the rest of the week off. Sounds more rich. Sounds more rich, but a bit over-modulated. What the hell does that mean, Slim? What the hell does over-modulated mean? Remember, you're talking to an umpty here. This is a room that Hazard will have set maybe 2 hours ago. Went in it. Somebody arrived. Hazard lost the rack, left the room and never came back. You're bouncing into the red distortion. Right, now see, let me just tab out for a second. Hang on. You noticing anything different? Again, any difference? Let me turn that down a bit, see if this will make any difference. Hang on. Is this any different now? He can't help, his mind is distorted. You're bouncing into the red distortion. Ha ha, so true. Just tell me if the bloody thing sounds any better, you bloody bunch of wasters. I'm going to have a drink. A little quieter now. Can you hear me gurgling in my 5-litre bottle of water? I was talking about your Hazard comment. Well, that is true. He'll have set the room, waited on some numpty arriving, finding out it wasn't a numpty, or it was a numpty, that then beat him, and he then bailed out the room, never to be seen again. I speak the truth. I see what's going on in the lobby. Right, let's see if my other camera's fine from the other end of the table. Oh dear, that's a disaster. I think I jinxed him changing the camera there. I think I definitely jinxed him. Let me have a look at that. Hang on to have a look at the system volume. That's a bit concerning, is that? I want to... Testing. Right. Put that out of the way. Hang on a minute. Right. I'm going to just leave this as it is. Right. Oh, that's not what I want. Trying to get back into the game. Hold on. Right. That's better. Where have we got to? Hugh, go ahead and stream my train wreck if you like. No, I won't be doing that. Slim's gone in. Slim's gone in to ruin his prospects for the match tonight by playing 9-ball instead of playing straight pull. Now, if anybody's got a phone, right, bring up YouTube on your phone, and like me, if you go into the chat and you switch the chat filter from top messages to all messages. Top messages tells me there's only 4 people in the chat. If I switch to all messages, it's telling me there was 7 people in the chat, which has now got down to 6 because somebody's got bored and left. It's just an annoying thing that this YouTube app on your phone, it's a pile of crap. I don't like it for that reason. It should just have 1 setting for chat. Well, this top messages and what do you call it? Top messages and all messages are a load of garbage. And then you've got fan funding. I don't have enough viewers on my channel to have fan funding as a separate chat filter. That's rubbish as well. They want to sort that out and get rid of it and just have an all messages thing. That's what you have moderators in your channel for as well, to get rid of numpties and spam and stuff. They'll maybe eventually come round to my way of thinking at some point. Did you catch a glimpse of that that snooker I was watching last night? When I was watching the Kyron Wilson match, I was watching it on iPlayer, and I noticed that when you're watching it on iPlayer, you can actually change the speed of the stream. So I changed it to half speed, and I was listening to Stephen Henry and Dennis Taylor. The two of them sounded like they were recovering from the night before. Oh, look who's arrived in the room. Guess who? He's queued up to have a bang. Well, there'll always be fun in games when you see Stubb at his natural environment. His natural environment's the 9-ball table. No, showing why he won't win the 9-ball World Championship. You're going to see plenty of evidence of that. Noobs can't pop ball on tight pockets. Neither could Stubb. What the hell's he talking about? Never could. They need big annoying pockets, K. P-O-K-E-T-S. Well, I watched them wheel out the Pope this morning for Urbi et Orbi, the Easter blessing. I mean, there's a guy who's practically in his deathbed. Both his lungs are shot to hell, and they're wheeling him out onto the balcony to catch whatever other diseases are floating about. And he's barely got enough breath to wish them a happy Easter. The other cardinal who was there had to do all the proclamation stuff that they do, and the greetings to everybody. The poor guy sitting there, there's no way he should be out and about doing anything. Anyway, Bill, in this winner stays on table, is in charge. He's broke dry. I wonder if they've got this set. Well, they probably won't. because it's just a challenge room. Because the 9-ball World Championship has no jump cues. Stubbs decided he ain't going to shoot at all. He's left the building. Oh, there he is. He suddenly appeared. Now, he could play the little billiard onto the 8, but I think the 8's too tight to the rail. I don't think the 8 will go in, will it? And the commentator's eye, well, he did try that. He had a... There you go. That's why Stubb won't win the 9-ball World Championship. He just had a bang. Didn't come up with anything. Didn't think out a shot. Went for what I thought he was doing. Who's the next pope? Ah, well, it'll be. I think I can guarantee it'll be a Catholic, let alone a cardinal. They're queuing up to be bloody pope. It's a lifelong job. Once you get it, that's it until you die. And all those pilgrims all there, tens of thousands of them all there waiting to see him. Well, I don't want to be a pessimist, but I think we'll be lucky if he sees another one next year. I don't think he's going to hang around an awful long a time. He needs a long bit of recuperation, and the guy's 88 years old, I think. Now, I would pay to see that Donald Trump as Pope. I mean, what the hell is he going to do with all that Catholic money that's floating about the Vatican? What the hell's Trump going to do with that? Well, that's taking care of Stubb. He'll probably leave the building. And one pocket slim is now up, and Bill can't stop potting balls in the break. 9-ball has gone in. He's on the 1. 3 balls up top. Well, he should be out here. So I'm only doing this because, as I said, I've got nothing else to do. Well, the Catholics have tariff. The Catholics are used to tariffs. When I used to go to Mass, you always paid a tariff when the collection dish came around every bloody Sunday. So the Catholics have been paying tariffs for centuries. Yeah, well, you'll get the Vatican golf course to come. Yeah. And that's taking care of Slim. Well, Bill's excellent break didn't give Slim a sniff. And no sooner than they say that, and Bill's next break comes up bone dry. And Stubb has an opportunity to redeem himself. He's running into balls. He pots the 8. He's no shot in the 2. He's going to give it a bang. And he's fluked it into the side pocket. Would you believe it? Let's see if the replay catches that. Oh, of course it will. Watch this. This is Stubb at his best. That's Stubb at his best. And he's going to fluke his way out. Well, the trouble is, you've got to fluke your way out for 19 racks to win a match in the virtual 9-ball World Championship, and Stubb won't be able to do that round after round. And this isn't a gimme. So Stubb now in charge. Well, he should be out here as long as he gets the angle in the 4 ball. Yeah, well, back to what I was saying earlier, for anybody who happens to have strolled into this boredom this afternoon, this is a time killer until the afternoon session of the World Championship Snooker starts. I'm going to watch that for a little bit, but my prime sporting sporting bill of fare this afternoon is the Scottish Cup semi-final between St Johnstone and Celtic. St Johnstone, who are the bottom team in the league, actually beat Celtic 2 weeks ago. But Celtic going for the treble again. They've already got the League Cup in the bag. They've pretty much got the league title sewn up, and that's a terrible shot from Stubb. Awful shot. That cue ball should never have been running through there in the 9. Well, Celtic's going for 4 in a row, 4 titles in a row this time. And going for yet another treble. I don't even think they're good enough to be in that's like the English First Division, isn't it? The Championship. They're not even good enough to be in that. They'd struggle against quite a few teams in there, let alone the Premiership. Oh, aye. Of course. Well, Slim's made a big impact since he's joined the room, hasn't he? I think he's in one shot. 9 ball. What was that ball? And was that the cue ball? Oh dear, there's a disaster. Stubb scratched the break. And, well, Stubbs played his last shot in this rack. There was talk about putting them in the Championship. Oh, there's always been rumours about Celtic and Rangers going down south. That'll not happen. Oh dear, Bill. The slightly blind cut back there's caught Bill out. But this 5 ball stuck in the pocket. We've all seen the problems of judging how to get that cue ball out of there. And Stubb missed it completely. I think that's well worth a look again. Look at that. He never checked to see how deep it was in the pocket, tried to pinch it around the rails and missed the ball completely. Now, that's a typical numpty shot by somebody who hasn't looked at the way the ball's sitting in the pocket. And it's just typical that Stubb would do that nowadays because he spends little or no time playing VP4. But very surprised he would fall for that old mistake, not checking the ball, how far it's in the pocket, and he's gifted it to Bill in the end. So that's what these guys all got up to on a Sunday when I'm busy at work. All they do is play 9 ball all morning and early afternoon. Because I don't get to see this stuff at this time when I get home on a Sunday. I'm home at this time, but I'm getting something to eat and then having a nap. These guys have got nothing better to do with their time. And again, Bill's had a very solid break. Now, can he pot this one and miss the 6 ball? Yes, he can. Well, he's trying to play safe, but he hasn't got there. Or was he trying to get on the 3? I'm not sure what Bill tried there, but Slim's got a chance to show everybody what he could do. He's had no chance so far. And, well, if it's been an expert at hanging him over the pockets, Slim has definitely perfected that. He's perfected that shot. Well, it's the old thin cutting the three up and down. Or is he going to drag it in? No, he is. He's letting it up and down. That's perfect. Perfect way to shot. Now, just got to avoid this 8-ball. Unless he actually plays to bump it, because then he would leave a bit of a dodgy cut in the 6 by doing that. No, he managed to be able to hold off it. See, when you don't go up behind the shot, it looks as if the cue ball's definitely running away into that 8-ball from this end of the table. And that 9-ball looks fairly tight. Let's have a quick look. Oh, aye, that is definitely, that's frozen. Rock solid. So Stubb first in line again. And Bill looks decidedly dry again. Now is Stubb going to go for the big cut up the table? Bear in mind that he hasn't got a great angle. He's going to have to maybe put a bit of left-hand English in this and got to avoid a scratch. He's well away from that. His pace is much better and he's good to go. Is that Matt arrived in the room as well now? Let's have a look. Oh yeah, we've got MC underscore, somebody called Grit, who according, well, they were there, they've now left the building. So we've got some proper dodgy geezers in this room. None more dodgy than Stubb. Oh, this could be a bit more, well, just as well that checked up there, because he could have been humiliated behind that 9-ball there for a sec. Cue ball spinning like a top. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Let me just turn that down a bit more, hang on. Into there, that'll do. So one pocket Slim looking, I think he's looking for his first rack here. I think he's going to have to squeeze that 5-ball past the 9. Not an awful lot of room. He's got a wee bit to cheat the pocket, which he has done. That 6 ball looks fairly tight as well. And, well, it's going to be top side of the 8 ball to run it down into this bottom right corner. So, MC_Clarky next in line. See if he can hit the ground running. Took him long enough to warm up in that snooker earlier on. But of course, winner stays on. It's always winner breaks in this room, in the challenge room. Two ball in the right side pocket. And a thin cut in the 1. And all the balls are there. Everything wide open. Nothing needs to be broken out. Well, he's going to have to manufacture something here, though. Well, that 3 ball definitely wasn't a bank. I think he tried to get lucky there, maybe knock the 9 ball in. Well, that's a cracking shot. That's an excellent cut there by Matt. Not much joy with position, of course. And that might be his last shot in this rack. Thin cut in the 4, cue ball back across the 8 and 5 for the 5 into the same pocket. Well, this grit guy is in and out like a bloody yo-yo. He's in and out like a fiddler's elbow. Well, this cue ball's going to have to travel, is it? Or is he going to draw back and leave the higher cut in the 7 ball? Yes, he is. Well, he's actually shallowed that angle out a wee bit so he can drop this in dead weight. Oh, if you're listening, Slim, as I mentioned to other guys before you arrived, Albinario showed me, Albinario, and not very often Albinario sends me a message on Facebook. I think he sent me a message that said something, words to the effect of bring on Slim or something like that, and he showed me a screenshot of his run of 300 in straight pull that he'd made in practice. I don't want to worry you, but that's what Albinario did yesterday. Well, this guy Grit has finally managed to stay in the room. Where did I say he was from? He's from the UK, according to that. He's a C-rated player, so he's either a brand new player or he's going to learn very quickly that you don't come into rooms like this if you're new to Virtual Pool 4. Stubb running his PR for him now. And Spud Boy has arrived in the room. Well, Grit has got lucky. As has Slim. And let's see if Grit has a jump cue. In fact, that's too short to jump, I think. But he's not got any cue. He's playing with the house cue. And he's fluked to 4. He's as bad as Stubb. Yeah, he won't be jumping that. So we've now got, including myself, we've got 7 in the room. We've got Spud Boy and myself as spectators, and we've got Matt and Stub both in the queue, and Bill. Bill's next up. In fact, that green cloth's beginning to annoy me. Where are we? That's a bit better. I just can't for the life of me understand why people choose this room. It's the bloody worst room in the whole game. Now that 9 ball needs to go out of the way. I think Slim can get this. I think he's got plenty of room. In fact, he can get to the 6 ball, no problem. Panic over. Right, the chat's now different on my phone from what it is in the bloody stream. What the hell's going on here? Matt's typed something that hasn't appeared on the screen. Let me switch this chat over again, because this is so annoying. Hugh didn't see it, Slim. I don't know what that means, but Hugh didn't see it, Slim. It's no problem. I must have missed something else in the chat then. And then if I switch that chat over, I'm gone from 6 to 8 people watching. Spud Boy must have just came in. Oh, Spud Boy's now arrived. Has he now put himself in the queue for a battering? Yes, Spud Boy's a glutton for punishment. He's stuck himself in the queue in the firing line. Grit has been in, had enough and left the building. He's gone. He's in way over his head in this room. So Stub is up again. Slim breaks off. And I think he's broken off dry. And this... Well, it's not a difficult table. If anything, the only slightly awkward ball's the 8 ball, but will Stub get that far? Oh, Spud Boy thinks it's okay because there's not a Cobra or a Spectre Dawn in the room. You'll find out in a minute, Spud Boy, don't you worry. You'll find out in a minute. Right, well, we can see where the 4 ball is. He's trying to get into the gap, which he's managed to do so. And this 5 ball looks, again, very tight to the rail, this 5 ball. It ain't frozen. And he won't have a lot to do with the cue ball to go on the 6, but his troubles will start if he doesn't get good on this 7 ball. And he's doing his best to try and scratch as well. So he's got to stun this in to get that cue ball off the rail, which allows him to do a bit more with the cue ball. So he's stunned it out. So now he's got no excuse for not getting himself half decent in this 7 ball. Now, the 8 ball is dodgy. You've just got to get a certain angle on it. It doesn't pop behind the 9, so it only goes into the 1 pocket. So he's got to get this cue ball around the corner now and high enough to cut the 8. And this is where, if ever there was going to be a problem in the rack, it was always going to be getting onto this 8-ball. And he's gone high enough. So now, the question is he going to try and bump the 9 and hope he gets lucky? Or is he going to try and avoid the 9 and go up and down? He's not much room to play with here. He's played for the bump and he's bumped it solidly in the backside and has the pot. And that could always have went wrong if he'd caught it half ball. It could have went to a rail. He's taking his time. And he's had a bang at it, and again he could have scratched there. You see, that's the kind of thing you don't do. He's had a bang, that could easily have followed that in there. And no sooner has he done that, he breaks off in the next rack and scratches. You've got to laugh. You've got to laugh. Well, Matt has a 2-9 combo, which, well, we remember the days that you never used to do that in a challenge room. But, I mean, it's not anywhere near a gimme, this, because the 9 ball's wanting to go to the rail. But he's had a go at it, and he's got lucky. Now, Stubbs going to give this an almighty slam, I think. Try and get lucky and chip the 9. Yep, he's had a slam at it. And Matt's going to do the cross bank on the 2. Needs to get the cue ball out of the way, but this is asking for the crossover bank for the 2 onto the 9. And commentator's eye is never wrong. And of course, Stubbs' answer to that is BS. Right, so here we go. Spud Boy's up for a pasting. Let's see if Spud Boy can rise to the challenge. 7 ball goes in. Something went into the side, which I think was the 8 ball. No, I'm wrong. Or it might have been the 8 ball. Yes, it was. The 7 and 8. Is Spud Boy going to get a sniff here? Because Matt's got to get on this 2 ball. And he's got a bit of a blind cut. And got to try and get out of there, avoid bumping the 9 if he can help it. Who's this Botrix guy? That's the Botrix chat mod. Botrix is basically like Streamlabs. I'll say that again. Streamlabs Slim, where you can put in the chat. You can put in the on-screen chat onto your live stream. And that's why you're seeing the on-screen chat on my live stream, because of Botrix. But you can use Streamlabs to do the same thing. Well, Spud Boy didn't get a look in. You wait all that time. That's the thing about a challenge room. If you've got 4 or 5 people in a challenge room, you can sit there for 15 minutes or more, and you wait to get to the table. The guy breaks off, and you don't see a ball, you don't see a shot, and that's you out until till it goes round again to you. The question is whether you've got the patience or the stomach to hang around in the room for another cycle until it's your turn again. Right, well, I'm sure the World Snooker starts at 2:30 today. It doesn't go at 2, it's 2:30 that they start. So I'm going to be here a little while longer just to kill some time till then. I don't know who's playing in the afternoon. I haven't checked any of the schedule. I have no idea who's playing. But I'm going to go and watch it and have a cup of coffee watch that until 3 o'clock, and then I'll come on back upstairs to the computer to get a decent live stream of the Celtic game. And that is my Sunday afternoon taken care of. Will they let you stream it somehow? Will they let me stream what? Who's that? But all right, that's the one that Slim asked you, right? You stream some half-speed ice, so the snooker. I did that last night because I found it hilarious. Listen to, Dennis Taylor sounds just a little bit gay to me, but more than likely sounds more like he's got a hangover from the night before, as did Stephen Henry. But Dennis sounded a little bit, that he was a good time boy. That's all I'm saying. And I thought I'm going to upload this and see if I get a copyright strike. That still might be. It still might happen. Your audio gets a little distorted when you talk too loud. Right, I'm going to just bear with me. I'm just going to try and iron those things out over the coming weeks. I'll eventually get it worked out one way or another. This bit of software that comes with it, I don't know whether to ditch it. In fact, did I switch it off? Hang on. Right, that's me. I have switched off. I'm going to double check I've done it. Hold on a second. Testing. Right. Now, I've switched off all of the software. I have shut down the sound program that comes with the Logitech headset. It's shut down altogether, so I am just on the bare bone headsets and my sound card now. So if it sounds terrible, tough, that's the way it is. There's no more adjustments I want to do. It might be XSplit, as a matter of fact, that's doing it. Sounds way better now. You think so? Well, if Slim says it sounds way better now, that's the positive thing. But I don't hear 2 or 3 other people saying the same thing, Slim. That's what annoys me about this. You get one person saying, "Aye, it's good," and you get 2 other people saying, "No, it just sounds the same." There's nobody else has said anything different. Anyway, Bill is in charge. Stop. Back at the table. Matt's had enough. He's off. He's gone. And we're down to 4 now. Cold as Pillow says it's crap. Still borderline distorted. It's better. It's only when you talk loud. What do you want me to talk really quiet? A bit like this. Oh.
I have been talking in a funny voice. You like me to talk in a funny voice like this? Is that any better? Is that disgusting? How does that sound?
Stub at the table, wide open table. Where can this go wrong? He should be out. You must have a gain knob somewhere. Oh, matron. Yeah, in Well, do you want me to really start messing about with XSplit? Because that's got a sound mixing thing that I have no idea what it's about. I'm going to open it up and start turning knobs. That's what I'm going to do. And then you can tell me if you hear anything different. In fact, let me try that. Let me try that. That's definitely too loud. That is flying up, that. Let me turn that down a bit. That's going way into the red. Did that make any difference here? Did you notice any difference in that? I haven't touched any knobs. Did you notice any slight differences there? That may be perfect. Well, I didn't do anything other than tabbed out and clicked a couple of boxes to see whether it changed any effect at all. Now we've got Spud Boy saying that may be perfect. Now, is he winding me up? You see, I'm paranoid with this bloody thing. I'm paranoid because I can't get straight answers out of people. I disagree, but Hugh will work it out. So Slim's now disagreeing with Spud Boy. He had a voice changer once. Aye, that's voice mod. I've switched that off. I might be switching it back on, I hasten to add. You're perfect as you are. Oh, I know that, but how does the sound? You don't need to you don't need to tell a tactical genius he's perfect. He already knows that. I want to know how the sound is. Anyway, what time is it? 2:05. And I think it's Hasta La Vista Stub. I mean, this isn't a gimme for Spud Boy, but he's got a chance to take Stub down here. But he doesn't want to just play this soft and roll the cue ball on top of the 6 ball here. Yeah, he's playing it soft. But I don't know what he's playing there. He's trying to play a safe. Is there enough room to bank this up and down past the 6? Stubbs giving it a quick look. He's giving it a quick look. Stubb will take his own bait. He doesn't need any encouragement. He's going for it. I can read him like a book. There you go. And it caught the 6 ball. You always know Stubbs going to take the bait. There's never a doubt in it. He had a quick look to see if it would go up and down. It would go up and down, but he just caught the 6. Right, here's Spud's chance. Well, in fact, he can't get to the 5 for the cut. And Stubb again will take the bait here for the bank. All day long, he'll go for the bank, as would most people anyway. But he could end up, if he doesn't play this right, he could end up running away up table and hooking himself here. He's got to be careful. Yeah, you're like Peter Gabriel. Well, he's played the bank and he's got the cue ball running. Bye-bye. Oh, I thought he'd scratched. He had to play that so that he didn't end up going down here and getting hooked somewhere. So he took the big risk letting the cue ball run, and he's got lucky. And a big blind cut in the 6 ball. And Spud Boy lives again. Well, he's going to have a slightly blind cut in the 6, but as long as he gets the pace in this, now he's got to sort of stun this in slightly to hold the cue ball, unless he's coming out into the middle of the table. Well, he's coming out into the middle of the table, and that's fine. Whatever you're comfortable with. So drop the 7 in. You're behind the 8 ball. You don't need to try and get on the 8 ball. You're on it. Just drop the 7 in. And make sure you're off the rail. Well, he's going above it. That'll do. And Cold as Pillows now going in for a beating. Oh, and Spud Boy has us panicking. Well, this should take him to 2,000. Or not far off it. And Spud Boy's now a 2002 rated player. And Slim is next up. And cue ball has gone south again for Slim. And Spud Boy. Tell a lie, not Slim. Spud Boy broke. What am I talking about? It's winner breaks. Pay attention, for goodness sake. Well, Slim's got the table at his mercy. Everything's there. Usual story. Where can it go wrong? Well, it can go wrong by sticking yourself onto another ball, which is avoided. So a couple of rails. I mean, you can just push this forward. Now he's drawn straight out. Had the room to avoid the 9 ball. Now again, it's hard to judge what the angle's like in that 5 ball, but it was fine to do what he's just done and run across. But now he's again just got to control the cue ball a wee bit more. Slightly inside the 6 ball. And he's, well, he got the double kiss there, which was handy. And no sooner have I said that, than he's missed and fluked the 7. That'll really cheer Spud Boy up. Oh dear. Well, I'll tell you. You can see some shit in this game, but what we've just seen there is diabolical from Slim. Not a word of apology, because he would never have meant it anyway. He said it was planned. And Spud, with his head hanging low, stomps off into the corner. Not pleased. So Bill's next. Lamb to the slaughter, and that's going to hang up. And would you know it, Slim's got lucky again. Left Bill nothing. Can Bill get this full in the face and hold it? Yeah, that's what he's trying to do, but the 1 ball is leaking away, and he's left it on. Well, this is not simple. He's trying to miss the bump, and he hasn't. Oh, what's he done? No. Well, the 2 ball goes. That's what he's done. It goes. So it's sayonara to Bill in this rack. What did you have for lunch? I haven't had lunch yet. I had a roll and sausages about, an hour and a half ago, maybe longer than that, so I've had nothing. My phone started buffering there for some reason, I've just noticed. It just buffered for a second. So I haven't had anything to eat. Right. So One Pocket Slim is in charge. I think he's come up dry. we've got a little time left here before I pull the plug in this to head off to watch the snooker. Let's try the other camera if I can remember how it works. There we go. Push out played by Slim. Or was it Paul Coldest Pillow that played it? I don't even know what the hell's happening in this game. You see, that's a definition of a terrible push out there by Coldest Pillow. That's what you don't do. Pushed out, left Slim the bank. You know, any of these guys is going to take that on all day long. And Coldest Pillow might have just suckered himself there with that effort at a push out. Although it's not over and out this rack. Look at where the 5-ball's sitting. That is not exactly accessible. Trying to get into a very dodgy area or get below the 6, which he has done, and that will do very nicely. Now he could just stun back or draw back and play the 6 on the side, and he's pretty much home and dry from that. And that will do nicely. Well, sadly, the bad news on that score is I ain't wasting away. Not yet, I'm not. Oh dear, and one pocket Slim has blinked. Big time, maybe putting a bit of check in the cue ball there. And that's sent the 8-ball offline, and it's a gift for Coldest Pillow to get out of jail. So here we go. We've got Stubb. Right, Slim's had enough. He's thrown the towel in and he has left the building. As I will be doing it in a little while as well. So Coldest Pillow trying to work out how he can play a slightly better push out than what he did previously. And Stubb will go for the cut up the table. I'll tell you that right now. He ain't going to, I don't believe he's ever going to play any sort of safety here. He's going for the cut. You know, that's without a shadow of a doubt. And he might even almost fluke the one. So that's where Stubb's going to pay time and time again. I mean, okay, it's a challenge room, but his prospects in this up-and-coming tournament are like what you just see, the type of stuff he's taking on when he should be ducking and diving. And Stubb only really is he's basing his game on one strategy, and that is have a go at anything you see. Take care, Slim. Good luck later on. Well, hopefully, and now I tried to message. I said I didn't message him personally. I put it in the chat this morning to Redback to get Monday night 9-ball changed to an hour earlier, or the 9-ball Scotch doubles. I also had messaged Steve the other day, but I've not seen Steve. Steve hasn't been in the lobby. I don't think he was there yesterday. I never saw him. And I've checked the schedule and it's still at the wrong time. It's still running an hour later. So we'll hopefully get that sorted out. Well, the whole idea of doing this stream as well is just actually seeing that the stream will hold up. For those of you who have watched my recent live streams, you'll know that that has not been the case. And to try and resolve it, I have taken out all of the clutter. Any audio files, all of that stuff has gone. And we're just down to the bare minimum. That and a Be Right Back screen is pretty much about it. I think I've got a third one. I can't remember what's on the third one. But anyway, that's all we have. That there. And we've streamed here for, what, an hour or so? I don't know how long I've been streaming, but it might be slightly longer than that with the snooker we had earlier, but everything seems to have gone okay. Touch wood. Right, we've got just over 10 minutes to go until the afternoon session in the World Snooker is about to start. So what I intend to do is to catch this next rack, and then we're going to call it a day. I'm going for a coffee and a little snack and settle down to watch some snooker for a half an hour and get ready for the football that starts at 3 p.m. So Coldest Pillow and Bill will be the last rack that we watch. And then we'll thank you for your company. Not necessarily thanks for the contributions in terms of trying to get this bloody mic fixed, because that's always a confusion, but hopefully it will improve gradually as I get things tweaked a bit more, which I can do from the assistance of constructive criticism from the viewers. Now, can Coldest Pillow see enough of this? What the hell ball is it? Is it the 3 ball or the 5 ball? It's the 3 ball. No, he can't. Well, Bill will just drop this into the side. Now, he should be going... I mean, he wants to put the cue, well, he's checking this up big time. You see, I wouldn't have done that. I don't know what Bill's thinking was there. To me, I would have encouraged that to go around and come out. And Bill ended up with no shot in the end. So Coldest Pillow, reverse bank, past the 9. No, he's gone all out for the big cut down the rail. And that was very well played. And he's sitting plumb in the 7. So, Coldest Pillow holds the reins in this challenge room. And that is it, folks. So far, this test has gone okay. But that is it from VP4TV this afternoon. Thank you for watching, and I'm heading out to go and get something to warm me up for the snooker, and I will see you very soon. Take care. See you later, folks.